वेलकम दोस्तों, राजेश सर का यूट्यूब में प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और देखते रहिए।
Remember 2007? Smartphones? Big, game-changing, OMG. Now, fast forward to today. Nothing has really changed. The camera got a little better. The headphone jack moved. Rose gold is a color, not an idea. It's time to snap out of it, people, to stop accepting same and start demanding different.
Hello, Moto.
Because different puts a JBL sound boost on a phone. Different puts a 70-inch screen on a wall. Different gives you a 10 times optical zoom.
Wow.
Different changes again and again and again. That's what Moto Mods and the new Moto Z are designed to do. Did Moto just make the smartest smartphone yet? You tell us.
Hello, Moto.
Get excited, world. Moto is here. The new Moto Z with Moto Mods.
दोस्तों सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और मेरे चैनल में एक्टिव रहिए। सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए कोई पैसा नहीं लगता दोस्तों, और भी सब्सक्राइब करेंगे तो और भी वीडियो देख पाएंगे और एक्टिव रहिए मेरे
The
चैनल।
Motorola Mod Development Kit is how you take your project and can implement it and bring your product to market faster.
So this was our first experience working with Moto Mods. When we heard it announced, it was really, I thought, just some accessories that snapped on the back of the phone to add cool functionality. But when we started reading about it on the development portal, we realized there were a lot of different interfaces that are available from the phone out into the mods.
The MDK is a great platform for being able to very quickly be able to take any sensor and be able to very quickly get it wired in and talking all the way through to the Android stack.
The Moto Mod Development Kit lets you build any Moto mod without the complexities of finding your microprocessor, finding your high-speed bridge. The reference Moto Mod gives you all of those by default, as well as a battery and charging circuitry. So you can use that as your baseline for the project and focus just on what you want to produce, as opposed to having to create an entire Moto mod yourself. So when you purchase the MDK, you'll get what we call the reference Moto Mod. This contains the Moto Mod's microprocessor, the MUC as we call it, as well as the Moto high-speed bridge, a battery and a charging circuit, so you could actually use this remotely, as well as debug and data interfaces. And then finally, we have a second data interface that could also be used for MyDP or Mobility DisplayPort, so you can run graphics out there. We have a breadboard or a perforated board, so you can take your project and solder right to it. Pins are exposed, power rails are exposed, test points and solder points, as well as one of my favorites, a Raspberry Pi hat adapter. This board lets you take Pi hats that exist, there's hundreds in the market already, and just write some firmware for them. We currently have 4 personality cards, an audio personality card, battery and charging is very common, display, that's one of our more complex ones, and our raw sensor interface. From a hardware standpoint, you'll need a Moto Z, that is a requirement. You'll need a USB Type-C cable and a computer running Linux. That is, to start, really it.
The reason we chose the mod was mainly due to we were trying to solve, a real consumer problem. How people have tens or hundreds of gigabytes of music, movies, and documents, and it's kind of unwieldy to manage it.
So we thought it'd be a great idea to create a mod that is a digital storage hub as a way to be able to take all the content that you create and to manage it in a way that's very simple yet elegant.
We call it the camp mod because its purpose is to help like a group of friends who go camping. They go out, and they all have this mod and they can keep track of each other, and to save their battery they can use a walkie-talkie feature, so they'll still be able to send each other their GPS locations, but they're not using their modem, they're just purely on a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, it's a real pain when you're like out of cell range. The mod is more for being able to download an offline map and then being able to navigate and place other people in your party off-grid.
The best way to start would be to go to developer.motorola.com, download Android Studio 2.0, and you'll need to download the Mod Live SDK to interact directly with Moto Mods to get their status, to get their state from the system. there is the MDK utility, which is an application that makes it easy to switch back and forth between the developer mode and the example mode. Each of the personality cards has an associated application, so you can test various functionality.
We had this like high-level idea, and we figured out what personality cards would suit our needs.
We basically took the blank personality card and went ahead and like wired up to the perforated board and then wired it down to the test point so that we can actually talk to it.
Beyond simply phone tools, we use OpenOCD and GDB as our debugger tools. So to flash your firmware, you can either use the MDK utility and flash firmware files directly from there, or using OpenOCD, you can flash it directly to your reference Moto mod. We've made a point to use as many existing Android interfaces, APIs, and behaviors as possible. That means every application gets mirroring by default. So if you're using standard Android interfaces, it just works. No changes needed by third parties. But where those don't work, or you want some custom behavior, we have both USB interfaces and an interface we call Mod Raw. The raw interface is just an unstructured pipe that you can use however you like. Once you have a final project and everything is done and ready, you will submit your designs for self-certification. And at that point, once you're certified, we will host your firmware for you to provide automatic downloads, as well as providing a place on the Motorola store for you to sell your Moto mod, making it simpler for you to build your own.
प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए कोई पैसा नहीं लगता दोस्तों। जैसे आपका वीडियो के नीचे जो लाल बटन है उसमें क्लिक कीजिए और भी वीडियो देखते रहिए। हर एक